Hi everybody, my name is Rebecca and I am a prevention educator at the Women's Center of Greater Danbury. And today I want to talk about something that is so important to the work that we do, as well as something that everyone should know. So I first want to recognize all that is happening in the world right now. In the midst of a global pandemic, people are rising up against the ongoing discrimination and violence against people of color in the United States. There have also been discussions about rights and protections for the LGBTQ+ community, undocumented families, and other marginalized groups. And while all of these movements are shaped by unique concerns and lived experiences, we understand that all oppression is connected, and we understand this because of intersectionality, which is what I want to talk about. So intersectionality was a term coined by Black feminist scholar Kimberle Crenshaw. Originally, the term was used when looking at the lived experiences of Black women. Her work pointed out that how people experience oppression is not always linear or as clear as we may think. So there can be identities that you have that make up who you are, that intersect in ways that are unique to you. Sometimes these identities serve as an advantage, where it may not be something you have to think about or something that you're not negatively impacted by. Sometimes these identities also serve as a disadvantage, that because of society's view of it, the odds are stacked against you and you don't have the opportunities and resources that you need to succeed and maybe even survive. So for example, transgender women of color face some of the highest rates of violence, homelessness, and workplace discrimination in the United States. Transgender women of color face a combination of racism, sexism, homophobia, and transphobia. But if we were to only consider one of these things and not all of them and how they relate to each other, we wouldn't be getting the full picture of what's happening, and therefore we're doing people a massive disservice. And this is why intersectionality is so important. Now at the Women's Center, no one is turned away when they seek help. We know that anyone can be a victim and anyone can be a perpetrator, and that is because we understand how identities intersect. People who seek help after experiencing violence are often worried that they won't be believed, and they may be afraid that people won't see their experience the way that they see it. So let's do a quick exercise. So this is an exercise created by activist Robin DiAngelo. Imagine that these are your glasses. Let's imagine that all of the ways you may identify are written on your glasses. So when I list different categories, think about how you identify in each one. What is your race? What is your ethnicity? What is your nationality? What is your religion? What is your citizenship status? What language do you speak? What is your gender identity? How do you express your gender identity? What is your sexual orientation? Do you have a disability? What class were you born into, and what class do you belong to now? What is your level of education? And lastly, how old are you? So your glasses are how you see the world. Who you are gave you a unique experience compared to others who identify differently than you. Ask yourself the following questions and reflect on them as we go. Which ones do you usually think about? Why? Which ones do you think others see about you? Which ones aren't seen? Which ones do you think have given you more opportunities and privilege? Which ones do you think haven't? Are there any that have caused you to be treated poorly? Are there any that have caused you to be treated better than others? Which ones do you want to learn more about? And are there any that weren't listed today that were important to you? Now think about other people in your life and what may read on their glasses. You could come from the same town, the same schools, and identify in similar ways, but their experience could still be drastically different compared to yours. You may not even be able to see what others can see because you have a different lens. Just because you haven't lived it, it doesn't mean it isn't there, and that is why intersectionality is everything. So take time to reflect on what we discussed today. Use it in future conversations about what's happening in the world today. Use it as encouragement to learn more about things that are unfamiliar to you. And I hope that this conversation was helpful. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at the Women's Center. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.